How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I have another PSA submission video for you. Been doing a lot of these, but I'm trying to get off as many cards as I can to PSA, and I just got a giant mail day video in, which you will have seen. Most of these cards are from that mail day, but not all of them. This is just over 80 cards that are going off to PSA in this round. So let's get into it. The first card I'm sending off, Articuno, Masakazu Fukuda, beautiful artwork there. So clean, so cool. And yeah, this is a nice condition card. Got some dust in the card saver there, but I'm hoping for 10s on most of these cards. Obviously that won't be the case. There will be quite a few 9s sprinkled in there, probably some lower ones, probably some cards where I miss creases or something like that. We'll get lower than 9s, but this is a nice Glaceon, black and white, non-hollow. Still pretty cool. Got a Curem. This is like a reverse hollow, kind of difficult to see, but that is a reverse foil. It's kind of like a flat reverse foil, like our new Mega Evolution reverses. And yeah, this one's pretty cool and pretty difficult to find. I don't think I've had this card in my collection before. Sending off a Darkrai EX from Black and White for Dark Rush. Always love this card, just incredible artwork. And yeah, the Black and White EXs are really, really nice. Sending off a Moltres Holo from Psycho Drive, I believe, or no. Yeah, Psycho Drive, yep. So I always like this card. I've got a bunch of them, but whenever I send one off, or whenever I'm doing a submission, I usually pop 1 or 2 in. Got a Venusaur Holo from Dark Rush. This is a really nice card. Surprisingly not all that popular, but it's a cool Venusaur. Kind of surprised it's not more popular. Now into the XY era. This is a CP4 Yveltal EX. It's actually like another kind of reverse foil. The entire card is this reverse foil pattern, which the entire CP4 set was reverse foil, so that's kind of cool. An Yveltal from CP4. Got a couple CP5 cards here. I've got 2 Arceus. This is just beautiful Kurosaki art. And these have this kind of full card hollow pattern, which is a little difficult to see. But yeah, there we go. We can kind of catch it in the light there. Yeah. But 2 Arceus from CP5. Sending off 1 white Curem from CP5. Kawaii art on that one. Yeah, and all of these have a kind of star speckle foil on the all over the card, which is cool. Sending a Venusaur Spirit Link from CP6. These are pretty cool. I like the Spirit Links, especially the CP6 ones. It's really nice to see like a new trainer with the old design. I've got to dig through my CP6 bulk. I know I've got like a bunch of Charizard Spirit Links in there somewhere from when I opened up all those CP6 boxes way back in the day. So I'll have to find them, but got some Best of XY reverses here. White Curem. Very, very cool. More awesome Kawaii artwork. Got 2 of this Xerneas. Really, really nice. And yeah, I love Best of XY reverses. Not sending off too many of them in this submission. Surprisingly, a lot of them, even like the popular Pokemon, do not sell for that much. I've been buying them because I think they're really cool cards and very well priced. But, you know, some of the considerations I do have to, I can't be sending off all kinds of cards that won't make me money, won't be somewhat profitable when they come back. I've got 2 Groudon EX here from XY5. This one's unlimited, this one is first edition, so we got 1 of each. That's pretty cool. Always love XY. Try to send off XY era EX cards when I can, when I have them. Got Kyogre EX from XY5. Another really nice one. Yeah, just even the regular EX artwork in X and Y was very good. Got Mega Glalie EX, giant cryo mouth. Probably not one of the bigger Mega EX cards, but still pretty cool. I think I have, yes, 3 Mewtwo EX from XY8 Red Flash to submit. Just a beautiful, beautiful, this is Planeta artwork there. Yeah, so cool. This is my, I don't really like the other Mewtwo EX, the Blue Shock one. I think this one was better. So I wonder if we'll get another Mega Mewtwo set. That would be cool. I actually have another one of the same artwork, but as you'll notice, this is from Best of XY, not from Red Flash. So that's cool. I've got a Lugia EX from Best of XY. Reprint of the Ancient Origins, or Bandit Ring in Japanese, that Lugia EX. Got 2 Rayquaza EX, also from Best of XY, reprint from Emerald Break. And yeah, again, just like look at these cards. You just like, you don't see cards now with the EX cards that are just so specially designed like this. Like they're all different, you know, like with the Mewtwo, with the Lugia, like they all have unique designs, which I really enjoyed. They kind of make them interesting and fun to pull even when they're just regular EX cards. But these days there really isn't that kind of, we've kind of gone back to, which I do enjoy it in a way. We've kind of gone back to like the old EX era, which makes sense because the EXs we have now are very much based on the old EX cards. But yeah, the EXs are fairly kind of standardized as they were back in that era. There's a Tyranitar promo, XY Tyranitar promo, pretty cool. I've got 2 Tyrantrum EX gym promos, I think. I don't know if they're gym promos, but they're XY promos. We'll see how these do. Don't know if these will make me all that much money or anything, but we'll see. Next is something I've been purchasing a lot of. You saw my mail day, you did see that I bought a fair amount of these. And these are Sun and Moon Hyper Rares. So I've got 3 Lunala here to send off. These are really, really cool. These have been growing on me recently. The texture on these cards is so good. The Japanese versions especially, all of them have different unique textures. All of these hyper rares have different unique textures and they're all really nice. They are kind of bland because they're just rainbows and everything is a rainbow and they're just direct kind of copy and paste reprints of the full art artwork, and the full arts weren't all that exciting to begin with just like solid color background. But I think if anything is going to be like the chase from the Sun and Moon era, it's going to be these rainbow rares. So I've got 3 Lunala to submit. We'll see how these do. The big issue with these, and I'll talk about this more as I go through these, is the centering. Centering on these can be pretty difficult because Sun and Moon has this kind of 3-part border. So here's a nice Palkia GX. So with that, it becomes really obvious when the card is off center because something like this outside part of the border, like this Yveltal, you can pretty clearly see that that outside part of the border is bigger than this outside part of the border. So the left-right centering is off. But then you look at the whole board, if you measure it, right, there's really not all that much difference, right? It's still like within the bounds of PSA 10. Just when you look at that outside part of the border, it looks a lot more off than it actually is because it's kind of exaggerating the off-centerness. So it's always difficult to kind of figure out exactly how to submit these cards and which ones to submit because PSAs burn me a lot on the centering in the past. And it's, you know, some of them are pretty good. Like this white Kyurem, that's pretty good. Little bit off center, but not too bad. Here's a Suicune. That one looks pretty much bang on, maybe a tiny bit off, but most of these are looking pretty good. Then, you know, here's a Lugia, right? This Lugia is looking a little, that border is looking a little bigger than that one. And it's always hard to tell, you know, what are they going to say? But I actually bought a PSA 10 Lugia GX Hyper Rare. Here we go. I'm putting my money where my mouth is on these Hyper Rares. I do like them. I think they're cool. And you can see that, like, even on this 10, that border left to right is smaller, like a good amount smaller on this side. I think it's pretty much, you know, if we were to line these up, this is like very, very similar centering. Yeah. Yeah, if we were to line those up, that's effectively exactly the same. Yeah, I'm just going to call it. That's exactly the same as a PSA 10. So it might be something else that knocks it down to a 9, but I'm hopeful that PSA is a little bit lenient on the centering on those. We'll see. Got 2 of these Aether Foundation area conservation, like Aether Paradise Conservation Area. I don't know exactly what it's called, but they're really nice full arts from GX Ultra Shiny. So I'm sending off 2 of these. And we've got a Latios GX Hyper Rare to finish things off. So yeah, and again, all of these have super unique texture patterns. So that's kind of what I like about these. In Japanese and English, they're all kind of the same. They're pretty boring and not much to write home about. But I do really like them in Japanese. Sing off a couple regular GXs. You got Articuno GX here. Yeah, I like the regular GXs as well. The kind of full art artwork is nice. They've been relatively inexpensive for a long time, and assuming they get 10s, there is some margin there. 2 Rayquazas from SM7, Sky Splitting Charisma, so that's nice. We'll get those off. And 2 Lugias from Super Explosive Impact. Yeah, so these are pretty cool as well. Yeah, Sun and Moon's getting harder to find. Yeah, it used to be the case that you could just buy Sun and Moon kind of whenever you wanted. Not so much anymore. I've been buying it for a while now, especially like Sun and Moon Hollows, which is starting to pay off. Stuff like this Greninja, this has gone up in value. This is over $100 in a 10 now. I bought a bunch of them. I'm sending off 4 in this submission. It's a really cool artwork. So you've got Greninja kind of hiding in the shadow of Charizard there, which is just epic. It's fantastic. Yeah, so 4 of these are going off in this submission, and hopefully we get good grades on these. That would be very nice. I'm sending off 2 Groudons from SM11A. I don't, is that? No, the Ultra Genesis is SM12. Yeah, I don't know exactly what SM11A is. I should probably know, but it's got a cool Groudon. 2 of these, you know, this will not be one to make a large amount of profit on, but it's just going to be something where there's probably not that many people who are grading this card. Groudon's a popular Pokemon, so if there's someone who wants this holo, I'll be there to sell it to them. All right, got a couple Sun and Moon promos. Got 3 of the Snorlax GX, the original Sun and Moon promo, the pulverizing pancake. So awesome. I just love the Snorlax's eyes there. Yeah, just the meme of Snorlax waking up and his eyes kind of getting the electricity in them is always so cool. So 3 Snorlax. I've got one of these Tapu Koko GX to send off. This is actually very surprisingly like hard to find. Not all that expensive, which is surprising given that you had to like, I think, open a promo pack to get it, and it was a very rare pull out of a promo pack or something like that. It is just a reprint, kind of recolored shiny, so it's not all that special, and Tapu Koko really isn't a major popular Pokemon. So the price makes sense in that regard, but I still think it's a really cool card. So we're sending that off. We are sending off 2 Latias gym promos. This is effectively, and it's done by Arita. This is like a reprint of the Altamers Latias, just done in a Sun and Moon promo. And this is pretty cheap. This is like, you know, $8 raw or something like that. Eventually people are going to realize, especially now that the Altamers cards are like, oh goodness, several $1,000s each in a 10, which is very surprising. I mean, they're excellent cards, but you know, just like anything in this market, it always seems crazy what exactly cards are going for. But yeah, someone's going to eventually realize, hey, this is like a reprint of that artwork. It's done by Arita. I've got a good amount of them. I'm sending off 2. They are difficult to find in good condition. I've gone through several of them and have had to reject a lot from the grading pile because they just have minor issues. But again, that's what you're dealing with when you're getting cards that are, you know, 8 years old at this point. 2017. Yeah, 2017. So we've got 2 Zorua promos, 2 Zorua gym promos. Really nice Kodama art there. It's just fantastic. Love it. And yeah, again, with these cards, they're probably not going to sell super quickly. They are not super popular cards, but I'll be there to sell them to someone if they want them. Next up, we got Lugia, this awesome Anisaki dynamic artwork. I love Lugia. Everyone seems to love Lugia. Lugia is a good seller, so we'll be sending this one off. Another fan favorite, Eevee. The holo version of this awesome Saya Saruda art. So cool. Just great. Yeah, I did buy a few of these. Unfortunately, only one made the grading cut. So hopefully we see a good return on that one and get a good grade. Next up, we got Latios, Sun and Moon promo. It's kind of surprising that this Latios is done by Koki Saito and the other one's done by Arita. They're kind of very similar. They're both Sun and Moon promos, but I was kind of interested to see that. They're both gym promos too. All right, got a couple of the non-holo. Whoops, getting ahead of myself there. A couple of the non-holo Eevee. Awesome Saya Saruda art as well. So we'll be hoping for good grades on Eevees. Eevee's always a popular Pokemon. Good thing to submit. Got one of these Championship Series Jirachis. Really, really nice Mizue art there. This is a reprint of the, I think it's the Stellar Wish Jirachi. This was a very playable card back in the day. So got the Championship Series treatment. And now that it's no longer playable, the prices have kind of gone down a bit. But, you know, everyone likes Jirachi. Again, Jirachi is a popular fan favorite Pokemon with great artwork, with a Japan Championship stamp. It's a recipe for an excellent card. Next up, I've got one of these fantastic Galarian Zapdos Special Arts. Love this card. Pick it up when I can, and hopeful for a good grade. I do have one in a 10 already in my collection, so this one would be for the eBay store if it comes back highly. Sending off 3 Gengar EX full arts from Wild Force, I believe. Yes, Wild Force. These have gone up. Gengars are popular now. Everyone loves Gengar. Everyone wants Gengar. I was buying these for I think like 2,000 yen. Now they're pretty much doubled. Not sure what the 10s are, but you know, that gives me enough room to grade these and sell them for some kind of profit. Probably not all that much. Again, on modern cards, your margins are pretty thin. There's lots of competition, but it's still nice to grade them. And they do get 10, so they hit that dopamine 10 rush of seeing just Gem Mint 10 in your PSA returns. I've been submitting these when I get them. I've got a lot of these. I'll throw in 3 to this submission. The Shinji Kanda Roaring Moon EX Special Art from Terastal Festival. Really nice. I've been buying this card quite a bit recently. Prices have been going up, but I've still been buying. I think it's a great card. People are really into artists now, specific artists. A lot of the buyout, like the kind of weird buyouts, are now targeting artist cards. So you've got like the Ugsmen buyouts of the Solosis, and because apparently Bubble Mew's big, so you got to buy out all the other cards by the same artist. Yeah, like the Clobopus art rare has gone up, and you know, Kanda stuff is going up. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't play that game. I don't buy out cards. I think that's a little weird, but I do ride the wave. You know, like this is a good card, and it was too cheap before, and now it's probably getting to be more fairly priced. You know, I don't think kind of screwing people and trying to artificially inflate the price by buying out cards is a positive thing to do in the hobby. But, you know, cards can be undervalued. I think really good card artwork is something that is always going to make a card more popular. Speaking of that, I've got 3 of these awesome Psyduck promos. Fantastic Jiro Susumu art. Psyduck, I feel you, buddy. That's me, just lying in the pond, grabbing my head. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I really like this card, and the price has been going up on this as well, I think, again, because it's a popular Pokemon with great artwork. So, you know, the price has been going up on everything, so, you know, just saying that, saying that the price is going up on something doesn't really mean too much about it. Here's a really, really nice card. This this Haunter art rare from the Mega Battle Deck Gengar, not the Master Battle Deck. Yeah, this is so nice. I love it. So I cracked 2 Gengar decks that I bought from Japan, sending off the Haunter art rares from these decks. These are probably, by the time these come back, there's going to be like no profit margin after eBay fees. Even if they score a 10, I guarantee it. These are just going to be so optimized, but I really like it, so I'll be happy to get it for my collection. And I'm also sending off the Mega Gengar EXs from those decks for Mega Gengar EX. Again, this is going to be, you know, not really something that you're going to profit on all that much when you get it back. There's just too many players in this game, but I love this card. I love Mega Gengar. So I'm grading 4 Mega Gengars because sometimes that's just what you have to do. Not everything can be about money and profit. And I'm lucky that Pokemon not being my full-time job, I do not have to worry all that much about profiting on every single card. So there we go. I think that's like 83 cards or something that are going off to PSA. That will be packaged up and sent off after this video. So really excited. I am loving getting all these cards graded. Hopefully, in the very near future, I'll be able to have some returns for you all. So thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for more videos.